Hello everyone. Sorry for the little accidental filming there. As I started to start my live, the UPS man pulled up, and so I needed to stop and get that box from him because it's for my class tonight. So thank goodness he was here early in the day. Anyway, today is Thursday, November 20th, and this is our third project from the Friendly Foliage Bundle. We've been doing projects from this bundle all week. So be sure to check out the other two if you haven't seen those already. We had two different cards, but using the same stamp set today. Like I said yesterday, I'm going rogue, and I am doing a note card that looks completely different than the other two cards. If you have been following along, if you place an order of $50 in my online store between now and Sunday, you will receive the card kits for all three cards. I will send those to your mail, in the mail to your house. And if you spend $75, I'll give you a package of bling to bling your cards. So that is this week's special. And hopefully you can find something that you just need, right? Everybody needs something. So let's get going. Let's talk about today's card. All right, actually, let me show you real quick the two that we did yesterday and Tuesday. So there's our two cards, different, a little bit different. This one we used the dies to cut out the middle. This one we did not use that middle die. We just cut out the rectangle and added a little mat. So just kind of the same concept, just a different, different setup. So today we are going to make a note card, and I do love the note cards that are note cards and envelopes. Let me get my laptops going here. Hello, Monica. All right, so we're going to make a note card, and I have die cut some leaves. Actually, everything's die cut today, but I have a note card, and these are pretty awesome. There's 20 in a pack, and they're like $10, and it's the note card and the envelope. You don't even have to cut your paper or your card bases. All right, so when you fold these, they're already scored for you, and you want to fold it in toward the mountain. You don't want to fall in the ditch because this side is a little bit indented. You don't want to fall in the ditch. So we're going to go away from that little indentation, and we're going to do that. All right, so that's our card base. Easy peasy, ready to go. All right, now I've paired this today with the branching out dies. I'm not going to use the stamp set from the branching out, but I love these dies that are the shaped. And this started because this was laying out, and I thought I need to use this. And so I'm going to put this on, this is the next size down, and then I'm actually have a white one, and I'm going to do the next size down from that one as well. But I die cut the middle one out of this. Let me show you with the white piece here real quick, so that I could save the space because it's not going to show. So I saved that gold ticket, for lack of a better word, for another purpose. I just can go ahead and I can glue that on there. So let's glue this piece on. I'm going to use the liquid glue because it's a little bit of a narrow border around the outside. There we go. I got that part. Now, I'm going to scoot that aside a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit of color to my white. I'm going to call it a ticket. It is not a ticket, but it's a ticket shape. And I'm using Mossy Meadow and gold. And so I'm going to just add a little bit of Mossy Meadow to my white panel. I don't want it to be completely stark white. Okay, I'm going to tap off because we don't want to have a big blobby mess. And I'm just going to do that. As dark as you want, but you don't want it to be too dark. We just want some color. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my words also in the Mossy Meadow, and then I can put my Mossy Meadow ink away. And I'm going to do Sending Love. And this is just a cute little note card. And I did the Stylish Shapes banners because those are always on my desk. There we go. All right, and then I can put my ink away so I'm not, wow, on camera I just looked at my computer and that looks like a big, like, muddy mess, but I promise you that it will turn out and it will be fine. All right, so I have my die and I have my white piece. I'm going to attach the Stylish Shapes banner off to the side just a little bit, and I'm just gonna lay that there for just a second, and I'm gonna get my leaves out. And I have, let's see, I'm gonna go, oh man, let's see, I'm trying to decide which shapes to use. So I ran the dies through. I only have one of the green one like this, so maybe we'll go 2 gold and a green this time, or I can do 2 greens and a gold of the same. I don't know, what do you think? I'm gonna punch those little centers out, but I could do it like that too. All right, that's what we'll do. This is the other leaf. And like you can see that the pieces come out, but I used the adhesive sheet. I had to stop and think of the right word. Adhesive sheet on the back, because putting glue on the back of this would be, it'd be awful. It would be awful. So let's go ahead. Let me get my trash can here real quick. We're gonna punch these pieces out so that we have just the leaf. And then I'm gonna peel that backing off. So now my entire leaf is like a sticker. I'm gonna put that on my card there. And then let's go ahead and do another one on the other side. Sometimes if you peel the backing off, all those middle pieces will come out, but this time they are not going to. So let me punch those out real quick. Oop. I didn't do that very well. That's what I get for being in a hurry, I guess. All right, I cut my hand this morning. This is my volunteer weekend at school, my one gig that I do every year. It's our local, or it's our school craft fair, and it's a fancy craft fair, but anyway, I'm in charge of decorations, and my friend Carol and I have done decorations for more than 10 years, and so we met this morning to put our stuff out, and this is my last one. Our last kid is a senior, and I have already resigned my position, so that's exciting, actually. It just comes due always at a busy time right before Thanksgiving, but it's perfect for Christmas shopping. So if you're in St. Louis, Unique Boutique at John Burroughs School is perfect. All right, so we have our 3 leaves that I have put on with adhesive sheet. I did all the same on this one. My other one has different shapes of leaves, and I'll show you those in a little bit. And I'm gonna use regular adhesive. I'm just gonna use my Stampin' seal on the back because I don't have the hole in the middle of this one. And we will add that on. There we go. And then I'm gonna put my Sending Love right here. It doesn't have to be all the way over the leaves, but I'm gonna put it on there, and I'm gonna use dimensionals for that. I'm gonna use mini dimensionals just so they fit nicely on the back. I'm gonna put that right, maybe right there. And then we'll go ahead and we'll attach this. I'm gonna attach it flat. Sometimes the note cards, you don't want them to be too thick so that they don't fit in their envelope, because that would be bad news, right? All right, and then we're gonna put that right on the front of our card. Then, what do I have left? My ribbon. I'm going to use the black and white and gold baker's twine, which, excuse me, is the ribbon from the Modern Christmas Suite, which is a Christmas suite, which is pretty awesome, actually. But it's pretty thick, and it ties nicely. If I can tie it, you can tie it. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go around a couple of times. Like that. I'm gonna make my bow. And then baker's twine, I like to add, like, loop it a couple of times, because a 1 loop baker's twine or linen thread is a kind of wimpy, for lack of a better word. It's just kind of small. So I want to make sure that my bow has enough substance. I'm going to put that right here. So it's going to cover where those leaves attach. So you won't see all that stuff in the background. And again, because it's linen thread, I'm going to roll that glue dot, put it right on the back. I was dealing with greenery this morning and my hands are dry too. I'm a hot mess here. All right, so I'm going to do that on that side. I'm going to trim those tails. And then, I mean, why not add just a little bit more shine? So we've got a little bit of that green background just to add a little bit of color so it's not quite so stark. And then I'm going to use the loose gold sequins. I don't usually use loose gems because it's so much easier to use ones that have adhesive back, but these didn't come that way. So I'm going to open this up so it's flat. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny drop of liquid glue, and I'll show you. Of course, this was right side up, so I'm not sure if you can even see that, but a tiny drop of liquid glue. And I find the easiest way to pick these up is to use the putty end of the take your pick tool. It picks it right up. Actually, it's upside down. Let me flip that over. I wanted the cup up. I'm just gonna lay it right on that glue dot. Use my fingernail to lay it down. Just like that. Excuse me. All right, so then we'll put a couple more just for fun. Just to add a little more shine. You know what, I'm gonna put them both up here on this one because I'm a little lower on my, they're different sizes of the sequins. You can kind of see I think there's small, medium, and large. I think there's 3 sizes. Ooh. And there's a million of them in here, so you can use whichever size that you want. That one might actually be a tiny bit too big, but that's okay. And how about no, odd numbers. I was gonna say, how about a tiny one there, but no, we're gonna do it just like that. So that is our simple note card today. It looks, and there's my sample. I did the other leaf on that one. So it looks completely different than our other two projects from the week because I used a different die, the different words, and we made a note card with the branching out die cuts. So it's versatile, like it's very pretty. It could be a masculine card. It could be more of a feminine card. It could be neutral with the shiny gold and the green. But I just wanted to show you a couple of different things that this bundle could do. And it's so pretty. It is Friendly Foliage, and that is our bundle of the week. So thank you for watching. I will catch you next week. Next week, I'll probably be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because Thanksgiving here in the United States is on Thursday. And my kids are all coming home, so we will have plans for the weekend. So have a great weekend. Tomorrow, my Fun Fold Friday will be posted over on YouTube, and it'll probably be midday before I get that up, but it will be tomorrow, and I will look forward to seeing you all back here next week. Have a great weekend.